Street, Harlem, New York. When it comes started to rule your honor. Alright. Here will. Oh, 1 second. Come on. No sweat. So today we're going to talk about something that's very important to maintain order in these last days, which is rank. You know, a lot of your fake Israelite group, Christian churches, Muslim mosques, or what have you, they don't observe rank. You understand? They think that everybody is equal, and when you get down to the scriptures, you can see quite clearly that is exactly the opposite. And if you don't have rank, then you don't have brotherhood. All right. So I'm fucking off. Right now we're gonna go to Exodus. We're gonna start at Exodus, the 15th chapter. Right? Let's go to Exodus, the 15th chapter. Start at verse 1. All right. No sweat. All right. Exodus chapter 15, verse 1. Then Moses was from the tribe. And during this time period, the time period of the Exodus was the man on the scene. And only brother that was deemed to be in charge. All right? But it's saying that Moses sang, right? And the children of Israel. Moses and the children of Israel. The children of Israel are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, modern day so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. All right? Haitians, Jamaicans, West Indians, period. Okay? So Moses, along with the Israelites, whom he had commanded, sing a song unto the Most High. Right? So I'm gonna read it one from the jump. All right, bear with me. Then sang Moses and children of Israel this song unto the Lord. I mean, it's saying how the song went. I will sing unto the Lord. They're going to sing unto the Most High. Now, you might be shocked as to what you're about to hear. This song that you're about to hear, because you've been going to the Christian church so long, and you've been singing about peace, love, and unity, and you probably been singing and praying that the coronavirus go away. Okay? So, this is what the Israelites and Moses, a real man of the Lord, they sang to the Most High. Gloriously. You know what I'm saying? This is victory. That's what it means that the triumph is an important victory. And not gloriously. Okay? Let's read on. The horse and the rider thrown into the sea. The horse and the rider have you thrown in the sea. All right? Oftentimes, when you during this time period, they went to war on horses. All right, you had a rider that was on a horse. He might have had a spear. He might have had a bow or some type of weapon. And he was on top of that horse, but it was for the purpose for it was warfare. All right, and the Most High here has cast the horse and the rider into the sea. Okay, if he cast them into the sea, that means that the Most High drowned them. Let's read on. The Lord is my strength and song. Right? The Lord is our strength. That's where our strength comes from. You know what I mean? Your strength don't come from joining these other nations. Your strength didn't come from voting for the next president or the governor or what have you. Your strength, if you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, comes from the Most High. All right? The Lord is my strength, and He has become my salvation. Right? The Lord is your strength, and He's become your salvation. This is not going to be a president that's going to deliver you out of poverty. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a president that takes you out the projects from the roaches and the rats, the gun violence. There won't be a president or a governor that you can run to that will deliver you, that you can vote for that's going to deliver you. There won't be a president that can deliver you from 450,000 black babies being aborted on a yearly basis. You understand? There won't be this Salakia. This Salakia. And He has become my salvation. You know what I mean? He's become the salvation. The Most High is the one that takes you out of them projects. The Most High is the one that delivers you from poverty. The Most High is the one that delivers you from police brutality and gang violence and gun violence and drug addiction. You understand? That's who is our salvation. The Most High is the one that is going to deliver us out of this condition we in. Okay? Just like He delivered the Israelites during the captivity that they were in Egypt. Well, I should say the captivity we were in Egypt. He delivered them from the hand of Pharaoh is the equivalent to how the Most High is going to deliver us out of this hell that we suffering up under our oppressors in America. You know what I mean? All the world. Whoever subject unto. All right? He is my God. He's our power. That's why our power is. Our power is with the Most High. And I will prepare Him an habitation. My Father's God, and I will exalt Him. The Lord is now the purpose I wanted to start a little to show you this is the proper state of mind to have. You know what I'm saying? The state of mind that Moses and the Israelites was in when the Most High destroyed their enemies, the Egyptians, is the same state of mind that anybody that isn't a slave would in. You understand? They would rejoice. Anyone that is someone that's a free man, free woman would rejoice when their enemy is being destroyed or is destroyed. All right? And now that's the type of state of mentality that the Israelites had. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't slaves mentally. You know what I mean? In America, we suffer from Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? So you look at a plague like the coronavirus. Look at a plague like the coronavirus, like we want this to cease. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the Lord's called all of us off of our slavery. You know what I mean? The brothers that have slavery, the Lord called you off that. You know what I mean? Slavery is your job inside of here. You know what I mean? Whenever you forced to work for another nation, that's slavery. You know what I mean? But to get back home too, though, you know what I mean? We don't see this as something a good thing. You know what I mean? When in reality, this should be something that we take and we look at it and we thank the Most High for it being so. You understand? Because this is the destruction of our enemies. You know what I mean? And if you so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, I mean, now is the time to really soldier up and get up inside this truth. If you was ever going to get up in this truth, now would be the time to get in here. You know what I mean? This is the Lord's sanctuary. This is a place, the ISUPK, where you can come and you can live and we can dwell in safety while everybody else outside of our walls is being destroyed. You know what I mean? To the point of no end. All right? So let's read on. The Lord is a man of war. The Most High is a man of war. Meaning what? First of all, it says the Most High is a man of war. In that Christian church, they teach you that the Most High is some homosexual effeminate, you understand, that loves and kiss and hug everybody. All right? But here, the children of Israel, Moses, you know what I mean? Servant of the Most High, a real priest and prophet of the Lord, is singing that the Lord is a man of war. You understand? The Lord is a man of war. Now, let me ask you this. What does it mean to be a man of war? A man of war is someone who has an army of soldiers. You understand that? The Most High has armies and he has soldiers, and he is the general of those armies. You understand that? Okay. Let me read do I want to read a little bit more? I think I should. Let me see. Lock it. There with me 1 second. Now that's pretty much it. We're going to drop that. Go to 2 Timothy 2, and then we'll go 2, and then we go to 3. All right. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 1, and then we'll drop down to 3. All right. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus, which is Mashiach Yahushua. All right. Now this is Paul, and Paul is writing a letter to Timothy, and what he's saying in the letter is he's telling Timothy to be strong. It is that you have to get yourself right before the Most High. Okay, that's what the grace is. We found this truth. We were doing of evil. You know what I mean? Sleeping with others women. You know what I mean? Do all different types of drugs. You know, robbing, stealing, lying. You know what I mean? Sisters aborting their babies, or what have you. We was doing all manners of wickedness. However, you know, when you come into the truth, now you find out that you are an Israelite, and when you didn't have knowledge prior, but now you find out you are an Israelite. So what does that mean? That means that you have to be a brother, you have to be a sister that is now responsible for their actions. You know what I mean? And that's why Christ died, so we can get that second chance to come back high and get ourselves right. You know what I mean? So you could stop eating that pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. You know what I mean? We could put down a blunt. You could stop being an alcoholic. We could stop about babies. You know what I mean? Stop selling drugs, stop doing drugs, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Now we got to come back and be who they called us to be. Now, this the thing that be strong in grace. You know what I mean? What's the opposite of strong? The opposite of strong is weak. You know what I mean? So how would you be? How would you be someone that's strong during this time period, right? Versus time to get weak in the time period that you have to get yourself right. Okay? Don't think that the grace is everlasting. You know what I mean? Grace is not you know what I'm saying? Just because nobody's gonna stone you or chop your head off or what have you, I mean, doesn't mean that to sin is acceptable. That's what we think. We think grace is a green light to keep sinning. When grace is not a green light to keep sinning. You know what I mean? We got to do this thing like, you know, you want to be ready. You know what I mean? You know, stand by. All right? Read. Thou for endure hardness. You know what I mean? endure hardness. We're going to go through hard times. You understand? Things is going to start getting real hectic in these streets. You know what I mean? Things are going really real out here. But through it all, whatever happens, eviction notice, you know what I mean, or whatever it may be, you know what I mean, you running low on food and toiletries and other supplies, bare necessities, you know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean, we gonna have to through that. You know what I mean? Don't look at it, you know what I mean, because you down to your last package that you got to go in the store and, you know, fight the next brother or fight the next sister for a goddamn roll of tissue, man. Or fight them for the last pack of ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like, endure through this, you know what I mean? As a good soldier of Yahweh Shah. Now, you know what I mean? The reason we dropping this thing right here, right now, is to establish, you know what I mean, that rank is in the Bible. You understand? Rank is in the Bible. It's a part of Israelite culture. You know what I mean? That we uphold today inside of Isupk as endure as a good culture. So it's said now. So the question is now, between a soldier and a general. Difference between a soldier and a general is, why am I saying that? Hold on. The difference between a soldier and a general is rank. That's the difference. That's the difference. One follows orders, and the other one gives the orders. I'm saying that. Let me make sure this ain't saying. Why is it keeping that same on? Make no sense. No sweat. We'll tighten that up. We tighten that up later. But that's the difference between a soldier and a general. The difference between the soldier and the general is one, you know what I mean, is the other one is the one that follows the order. Okay? So let's drop that. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 1, and then we're going to go to verse. Let me see where I want to start. Deuteronomy 1, and I'm going to start at 11 or 10. All right. No sweat. I think we're going to start it clean at 9. You know what I'm saying? So let's go 9, and we'll take that. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 9. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, this is Moses once again speaking to the Israelites. And he said, and I spake unto that time, saying, I am not able to bear you self alone. The Most High, the Lord, the God, have multiplied you, and behold, you are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and bless you as he hath promised. Right? So what's going on here? What's going on here is the fact that Moses is acknowledging that Israel is increasing in number. You understand? And brothers and sisters, they multiplying, they having kids, I mean, sons and daughters, and now, you know what I'm saying, it's getting to a point where, you know what I mean, this is too much of a burden for Moses to bear by himself. You know what I mean? Because he's dealing with the whole nation at this point by himself. All right? Let's read on. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance? You know what I mean? What is the encumbrance? Encumbrance is like, many things, like clutter. You know what I'm saying? Things start to accumulate. You know what I mean? How can he bear everything that accumulates? You know? And your burden. You know what I mean? is something that you got to carry, like a responsibility, a duty, what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's Moses being in charge of the nation of Israel. He had a responsibility and a duty to maintain the order of the people under his command. All right. But now he's posing a question here, and he's saying, how can he bear this? How can he bear our cumbrance and our burden and our strife? What is the strife? A strife is like disagreements that you have. You understand? So you might have two sisters that might be having, they might be having a real strong disagreement, verbal exchange. All right, they getting in a heated argument, and now Moses has to be the intervening factor on the scene, and he has to neutralize the strife. You know what I mean? He has to put an end. You know what I mean? Off to the situation, so that way the brotherhood and sisterhood is maintained. All right. Two brothers might be having disputes, but just think about it. Just envision a large number of people that are under your command, and you got to be the man on the scene that's resolving all of the conflict that's going on. Complete chaos. You have brothers killing each other. You know what I mean? You have them fighting for the last piece of tissue. You understand? So said, Moses is acknowledging that he can't do this all by himself, because the Israelites are increasing in number, and all of their, all of whatever matters they come into him with, it's too much for him to deal with. All right, you got to think about it. To have all that stress on one brother is that's a tremendous thing. It's a real tremendous thing for one brother to take all that stress on by himself. You know what I mean? And as another brother, he's taking on all that burden by himself. With the brotherly thing to do, you know what I mean, is to disperse that burden. You know what I'm saying? Relieve that brother of that burden slightly. You know what I mean? Let's say, you know what I mean, you put a brother in charge of bookkeeping. He's the sole responsibility. He's so responsible for maintaining books. Boom. Now you got another brother over here. You organize this brother. You set up and you put him in charge of counseling. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Now it's not just it ain't just one brother that's taking on all the counsel or what have you. But now you have several brothers that are able to perform, so that way it's not too grievous on one brother, and you know what I mean, he's not getting worn out, and on top of that, everybody can get served properly. You know what I mean? Everybody can get the counsel that they need. You know what I mean? So everything is staying tight knit. Let's read on. Take ye wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. So now this is Moses. He's putting forth the decree, the gathering of the brothers. All right, so this is the brothers gathering up, and for the purpose to bear the burdens of the Israelites. Oh snap! Bear with me 1 second. Bear the burdens of the Israelites. Let's go. Let's drop 14. Okay. Drop down to verse 14. And he answered me and said, so now the brothers that Moses called to come together, brothers that was wise and understanding and known among the tribes, they and said, the thing thou hast spoken is good to do. Meaning what? So this suggestion that Moses had, well, not a suggestion, but an order that Moses put forward to come together, so that he could search the burden, was well received by the brothers. You know what I mean, this is something that the brothers acknowledged that was a good thing. All right, the brothers acknowledged it was good, and the reason why they did is because rank is a good thing to have. You know what I mean? We all can't be equal, because when you got everybody that's, now you got confusion. Okay, you know what I mean? When you have rank, when you have structure like rank, now you alleviate all of the confusion out of whatever situation that you're in. Okay, for example, let's say we're taking out the trash, right? The lowest ranked man takes out the trash. Lowest ranked man sweeps the floor. You understand what I'm saying? You getting into the van. Ain't no, I got shotgun, or you know what I mean. There's no confusion about who's driving, who's doing what. Am I driving? Am I sitting here? Can I get shotgun? You know what I mean? It alleviates all the confusion out of the matter. Even when you get in a dang car, you know what I mean? If the highest ranking man ain't driving, he's sitting in the passenger seat. You know what I mean? And then everybody else, they get in there in rank order. You know what I mean? The next highest ranking man, jump in, boom, boom, boom. And that's what it is. It makes everything much easier. Okay? Let's read. It will be 1 second. One second. I'm going to drop down to verse 15. All right. Down to verse 15. Deuteronomy 1:15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. All right. So this is the expression of captains and officers. All right. Now this is where we get that from. You know what I mean? Oftentimes you have other ask or something like that, and they say, well, why do y'all call yourselves officers, captains, and generals, or what have you? The reason why we do that is because it's an Israelite tradition. You know what I mean? That's a part of our heritage that had rank amongst the tribes. Okay? And it was established by Moses. All right? That's where we get the captains and officers from. So let's drop that. Let's go to Mark 6, and then we start at 30. So now with right, make sure everything is solid and it's standing. Communication has to be a factor. You know what I'm saying? It has to be communication. You can't just have isolated brothers doing things over here and over here, and none of it is being communicated, right? So we're gonna get into something else. Let's start at Mark 6 and 30. All right. Mark 6 and verse 30. And the apostles gathered themselves together unto Jesus, Yahushua, all right, and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had taught. Okay, now just to bring up to speed, okay, this is when John was getting beheaded. So John got beheaded, and the disciples of Yahushua went to collect the corpse of John and then they buried him. They gave him a proper burial. You understand? While they was out there, you know what I mean? They were teaching or what have you, and then when they concluded all of that teaching and the burial or what have you, they came, they gave a report to Yahusha. So basically, they circled up first. You know what I mean? Which is something that we do. It doesn't say they circled up, but just to give an understanding. You know what I mean? Your brother put his hand up like this. I can circle up around him. You know what I mean? And then we start to break it down. Okay? So we just get that the disciples, they gave report to Yahweh. And report is something that's necessary. It's, you know what I mean? You gotta have communication when you have ranking. You understand? So the highest ranked man knows what's going on the scene. Okay. Let's go 6:31. All right. Come ye yourselves apart into a rest for a while. So Christ is telling them, come through right here, and we're gonna roll out to some place where there's nobody yet, so we can rest for. For there were many coming and going; they had no leisure so much as to eat. They had no they didn't have the free time to eat anything, because when they went to handle their business, when they went to go to John, it was people coming and going. Like when the brothers be at, and we out there, and you got foot traffic coming from every direction, from the rear to the front, to the right to the left. You understand? You gotta be on guard. You gotta be on watch. I mean, you can't just be out there lackadaisical in no man's land. You gotta be on point. You gotta stay sharp, and you gotta make sure that you drop in the right information to teach the people or what have you. I mean, and oftentimes when we out there, we don't even want to eat anything. You know what I mean? You ain't even really trying to eat nothing. We're trying to get out there and drop that truth and handle that business. You know what I mean? But when we get off the camp, now we're gonna break. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes down. Handle the business. After the business get handled, then we can chill. We can grab something to eat, get something to drink, or what have you, and everything be smooth at that. You know what I mean? So that's much like what's going on here with Christ and the disciples. I mean, went somewhere, went to a little spot, kick it. You know what I mean? Get their grub on and rest up. Okay? And they departed into a place by ship privately, so they rode off the scene. No one rode with them. This was strictly Christ and the disciples rode out. All right? And the people saw them departing, and many knew him and ran foot thither out of all the cities, and out went them and came together unto him. You know what I'm saying? So as they trying to roll out, you know what I mean, in a private fashion, now, you know what I'm saying, people from the city, they catch a wind of it. They see that the brothers is leaving off the scene. And because they're leaving off the scene, now they're trying to make sure that they roll through Christ and the disciples. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose sight of them. Okay? Let's read on. Yahushua, when he came out, saw much people and was moved with compassion towards them. So Christ was about to roll out and not, in a private manner. But he went and he saw all the brothers and sisters. He had compassion towards them. You know what I mean? Because they were sheep, not having a shepherd. Meaning, nobody did lead them. You know what I mean? It was fun. There's people that, meant to lead, and then there's people that are meant to be led. You understand? These people had no leader, and they needed someone to lead them. So before that, Christ had compassion on them. Let's read on. And he began to teach them many things. All right, so now Christ is dropping the truth on them. They was about to roll off the scene and get they relax on and kick it or what have you. But now that the people rolled on the scene and they was in need of Christ and the disciples, Christ started dropping the truth on them. Like, you mean, like we get it in, all right? Let me see where we at. Let's go to 35. And when the day was now far spent. So now the day was far spent. What does that mean? I mean, it's getting late day now. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little later or what have you. His disciple came unto him. So now, you know, the day is progressing. His disciples came on. So the 12 disciples of Christ that came to him and said, this is a desert place, and now the time is far past. Okay? So this is a desert place, meaning, you know what I mean? There's nobody here, and the time is far past. Okay? Meaning the time we losing light out here. You know what I mean? Time is far past. You know what I mean? We were supposed to roll at 6. We out here till 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So the disciples coming to Christ, they probably want to take it on now. You know what I mean? Probably want to get a little strong or whatever. You understand? This is what they said. So let's drop down to 36. Send them away. So now we got the disciples. They requesting for Yahushua to, tell the brothers and sisters they got to go. You know what I mean? Come back tomorrow or something like that. But, you know, if you could, so just send them away. You know what I mean? That they may go into the country round about and into the villages and buy themselves bread, for they have nothing to eat. You know what I mean? Now they like, listen, they ain't even got nothing to grub on. You know what I'm saying? I know they probably hungry or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So just send them away and, you know, tell them to go get something to eat. You know what I mean? They go get some in the villages, I mean, and they can buy themselves some bread. All right, let's drop down to 37. And he answered and said unto them, give ye them to eat. So Christ said, you feed them. And they say unto him, shall we go and buy 200 penny worth of bread and give them to eat? So they count the cost like, this is a lot of people out here. That we go, we wants to go and buy all this food for these brothers and sisters. All right. He saith unto them, how many loaves have ye? All right. So Christ asked them, well, how many loaves y'all got to eat right now? Go and see. Check it out. And go back. And when they knew, they say 5 and 2 fishes. So they come back with a report. Salakia, sir, we got 5 loaves of bread and we got 2 fishes out here. All right. And he commanded them to make all sit down by companies upon the grass, upon the green grass, Salakia. And there we go again. Now you got another military term, which is companies. You know what I'm saying? Let's read on. And he sat down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s. So now they sat down by what? They sat down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s. Okay? And when he had the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them. All right? 2 fishes divided among them all. I mean, so put that thing up there, blessed it, and then he told them, you know, disperse the food. Okay? And they did all eat and were filled. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, no sweat. Let's read on. And they did all eat and were filled. So just with the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, they were able to feed all the multitude that was with them. Okay? Uh, and they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments and of the fishes. So they had 12 baskets now. And they did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men. And they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men. Okay? So you got 5,000 men. And they did eat of the loaves. I mean, that's how we you know what I mean, when you we uphold these days. You go to the cookout, you go to the what have you go to the high holy days that we have. You know what I mean, this is being practiced today. You're gonna see the brothers get up and they eat first. You know what I mean? It's one that eats first. So we're gonna call out generals, captains, officers, you know what I mean, troopers, sisters. Boom. You know what I mean? That's how that goes. Let's see. Let's see if I want to get any more. And straight away he constrained his disciples to get into the ship. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it on that one. They're going to drop that. And let's go to Joshua 5, and then we'll go to 13. We're going to start at 13. Joshua 5 and 13. See if I want to start up more. All right. Now we're going to start right there. Again. Okay. Just let me check something real quick. I want to make sure we still rocking because I know we was having a few difficulties the other day. Let me just make sure. Check on that. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Where we at? All right. No sweat. Boom. Boom. So what was that? Joshua 5 and 13, right? Joshua 5 and 13. Okay. No sweat. So Joshua 5 and 13. Okay. Slack it. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, okay, that he lifted up his eyes and looked. So you got Joshua, he by the Jericho, he lifted up his eyes, he looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him. So Joshua, you know what I mean? He looked real quick. You see somebody, you ever, you walking down the street, you might see somebody, you think, this cat looks suspect, and you look up real quick, like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And he looked at me, and the man stood over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. You know what I mean? So now he looking, and the cat guy, you think, you just look across the street, and you see a cat, and he got a pistol out. You like, oh yeah, okay, no sweat. Boom. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? Okay? So Joshua went up to him like, yo, what's going on, man? Basically, are you want smoke or you try to ride out with me? You know what I'm saying? Because you pulling that thing out like you want to get it cracking. And I'm trying to see if you trying to get it cracked on. You know what I mean? And he said, nay, but as a captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. So now he talking to Joshua. He letting him know. He's saying, nah, you know what I mean? I ain't on none of that. But as a captain, you know what I'm saying? Of the host of the Lord. Now, what is a host? A host is an army. I mean, so this angel that was standing before him, he was a captain in the army of the Most High, in the Most High's army, which is like a celestial army. You know what I mean? Spiritual. You got celestial, and then you got terrestrial, which is one on earth. You know what I mean? Isupk, we the soldiers of the Most High right now on this earth in the physical form. You know what I mean? But the Most High got angels in you know, his realm that he got command over. That's soldiers for him. Okay, so let's read on. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship. So now Joshua find out that this is an angel of the Most High. They find that out, he fall to his face like, oh snap, I didn't even know who I was talking to. You know what I mean? He worshiped the angel, right? Okay. Bear with me 1 second. All right, no sweat. And Joshua his face to the earth and did worship, said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? So now he like, oh snap, you know, he fell in and he like, Salakia, sir. You know, what you was trying to drop on me, let me know. Bust it down for me. All right. Let's read on. And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. You like, you standing on holy ground, priest. Kick the shoes off your feet. You know what I mean? And boom. And he did so. You know what I mean? Joshua followed orders from the captain in the army of the Most High. You know what I mean? He fell down on his face and he worshiped that captain. You know what I mean? And he obeyed what he said to do. Alright? Because Joshua was a soldier, you know what I mean, himself. I mean, he know how this thing go. And he had respect for that brother that was above him in the, you know what I mean, in the Lord. Alright? So boom. Let me drop that. Let's get 1 Maccabees 5 and 55. All right. Let's go there. 1 Maccabees 5 and 55. Okay. 1 Maccabees 5 and 55. Wow. All right. Let me see if I want to start up one. Okay. Started. Let's go ahead. 1 Maccabees 5 and 55. Now, what time as Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Gilead, and Simon his brother in Galilee, for Ptolemies, Joseph and the son of Zacharias and Azarias, captains of the garrisons, heard of the valiant acts and warlike deeds which they had done. All right. So now, this is what we got going on here. So Judas and Jonathan and Simon, you know what I mean? Hold up 1 second, make sure. So they went up to the mountain. Came up these other people, right? No sweat. Okay. So now, that's what you got going on here, right? You got these two brothers, Joseph and Zacharias. All right, and they heard the valiant and warlike deeds which them brothers, Judas and them brothers, had did. And when they heard them things that they did, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's read on. Wherefore they said, let's get us a name and go fight against the heathen. Now they heard of the things that they did. Much like you got these other cats out here, you know what I mean, these other so-called Israelite groups and warlike deeds that we do inside of the ISUPK. And they hear about it, and instead of soldiering up and getting up under the command of those brothers, you know what I mean? What they do is they go and they say, what? Let us get us a name. You know what I mean? They want to get their own selfish little filthy reputation. You know what I mean? Because they want to be known. You know what I mean? They said, let us get us a name in the same fashion. So let me see. Boom. Drop down to verse 60. Let's drop down to verse 60. That's where we want to go. All right. And so it was that Joseph and Azarias were put to flight and pursued unto the borders of Judea, and there were slain that day of the people of Israel about 2,000 men. You understand? That's what happens when the Lord is not with you. You know what I mean? When you go and you try to do your little own thing, that's why you see these other cats, they get knocked out in camps and stuff like that. You know what I mean? People try to, violate their space. You know what I mean? They really, they get the business when it comes to camp. You know what I'm saying? It's always something where somebody dropping them on the scene, have you getting all up in their space, and your arms reach on the cat to make sure it ain't none of that, because you trying to replicate and duplicate what you see done, but really don't understand how it's done. That's what puts you in danger when you do something like that. Like, this ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? You think you go ahead and just jump on any corner on the block, and you think that you're gonna be straight. Oh, what happened? You know what I mean? But that is not the case. You know what I mean? You go out there and you try to just jump up on the corner. That's why we say, you know what I mean? If you look at the beginning of our video, we say, do not try this at home. These men are trained professionals. There's always a brother on the scene that's seasoned. You know what I'm saying? He knows what to do in the situation. You know what I mean? He done been to camps many times, and he knows what to do. You know what I mean? And the brothers under him, they getting trained up, and they learn the same thing. So they all getting, professionalizing themselves to a certain capacity. And it ain't that they the ones that have all the knowledge. Listen, the UPK, we've been around since 1969. You understand? But anything you can think of, you know what I mean, that they have at camp, you can clearly understand that we've already encountered it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I say we talk about the men that came before you understand? There's brothers in here that's been around since 1969. You understand? Your Israelite group pop up on the scene in 2005 or 2006. Y'all got a whole lot of learning to do. You really don't know what you're doing, and you putting them around you in jeopardy on the scene like you was, you know what I mean? All because you want to be the trees, you know what I mean, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you want to be that. I mean, you put you and your brothers, anybody that's up under you, you put their lives in jeopardy when you go in that corner. You know what I mean? You're gonna see a lot of cats at these camps, so-called camps. You know what I mean? They be at it, and you can tell they putting they in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Like, we got protocols that we follow when we go to camp. You understand? Why? How do we have protocols? Because the men that came before, they established the protocols. Why? Because they done seen them situations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't personally attack nobody out there on the streets or nothing like that. You know what I mean? You could be out there. The purpose of you being out there is to drop the truth on brothers and sisters and bring them back to the most. You know what I mean? You could be out there and you can get all up in your feelings and get in your mind and get emotional or what have you, or get in your ego. And because you have an ego, Now you can provoke something to the point where you put your brothers in danger. You understand that? You know, I mean, y'all cats don't know what you're doing out there really in the streets. You know what I mean? This ain't no game. This ain't no video game or nothing like that. This real life. You dealing with brothers' lives out there. I mean, y'all get arrested. Them brothers lose their jobs or something like that. That's on you. You understand? Because them brothers get command. If somebody go out there and they get stabbed or they get shot, that's on you. You know what I mean? Because you won't go out there and get yourself in there. You understand? Rather than coming up under here in the right proper order and getting right to the business. You understand? Which is how you should do it the right way. If you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Then that way when somebody do pull a gun or a knife on you, you already know how to disarm them. Why? Because you've been trained on to do that by men that came before you that's been in this truth, that seasoned. You understand? And you can protect the brothers out there. You know what I mean? And if you out there and you just out there trying to do a name, you know, you will try to do something just to get known. You know what I mean? When that ain't what it's about. We ain't out there to go out there to fight nobody. We ain't out there to go out there to shoot nobody and like that. But if it come down to that, we can go that route. You understand? But that's not why we going out there. You can go out there and you want to put, you put your brothers in danger by trying to initiate something, by trying to instigate a problem so you can get seen or what have you. And then when it all goes down, when the gun gets out and they start blasting, you ain't gonna take the hit. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't have no brotherhood to begin with. You know what I mean? When the brothers in here, you know what I mean, we got a marvelous saying, and that we mean it. We will kill and die if necessary for our brothers. You know what I mean? If somebody pull a gun out, we gonna take the hit for our brothers. You understand? We gonna if whoever you pull a gun out on us. You know what I mean? Brothers is going to take that hit. You know what I mean? We not gonna let you, and we gonna take that thing from you, even if it mean we get hit. Like we ain't just gonna go out like, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna just get hit. I'm gonna get in the line of fire, and I'm gonna try to take that thing right out your hand. You know what I'm saying? And you already know it's a wrap after that. You understand? But that's because we trained to do that. Y'all can't train. You know what I mean? You was never given the authority to go out there and run a camp. You know what I mean? To have a camp on the corner, that's out of order anyway. You understand? Because it ain't gold. You never been sanctioned to do such a thing. You know what I mean? If you admire these brothers up in here so much, you know what I mean, then why don't you come up under their command? You know what I mean? Like you should. You should come up under their command versus going out there starting your own thing. Taking what you learned from a brother, you know what I mean, what you think you might know, you took what you learned, and because you got what you learned from a brother, and now you want to go out there and do your own dang thing. You don't want to report to that man. That's some dishonorable, disloyal, you know what I mean? That's a dishonorable, disloyal trait inside of you. You know what I mean? We already know what type of cats y'all was in the world. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have no loyalty, no honor, no integrity about yourself. You know what I mean? You probably would have ratted on somebody. Lock it. Let me get back to the joint, though. Let me get back to the scriptures. All right? What was that? 60. You know what I mean? Because right here, let's read it one more time. And so let me start. What was that? 7. All right, 56. We're going to read it one more time because this is so heavy. All right. Joseph, the son of Zacharias, and Azarias, captains of the garrisons, heard of the valiant acts and warlike deeds which they had done. Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name and go fight against the heathen that are round about us. Right? That was their intention. They said, listen, we're going to go fight against these heathens. You know what I mean? We're going to put in work on these heathens, man. All right, let's drop down to 60. And so it was. Now, this is the conclusion of the whole battle. All right? They went out there with the intention of a victory of over the enemy. However, they suffered a great and terrible defeat. All right? That Joseph and Azarias were put to flight. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. Somebody puts you to flight. So you straight. You know what I mean? Because you had to retreat in the battlefield. You had to retreat. You know what I mean? You was getting whooped that bad that you had to retreat. All right? Let's read on. And pursued unto the borders of Judea. Now that's disrespectful. Like, you got ran out the city. You know what I'm saying? It pushed you to the borders. Okay? Let's read on. And they were slain that day of the people of Israel, about 2,000 men. And the casualties that they suffered were a tremendous amount. 2,000 brothers. Every brother in here is precious. I would never want to lose that many brothers just because of an ego. You know what I'm saying? Just because you want some type of reputation, man. That's what I'm saying. You don't think about what you're doing. You're not thinking about what you're doing. You know what I mean? So let me drop that. Let me drop that one. Okay? And I'm going to go to Numbers. Do I want to go to Numbers? Yeah, we're going to go to Numbers. $16. Let's go to number 16. All right. Numbers 16. We start at verse 1. Let's see where we at. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. All right. So let's read at verse 16. Chapter 16 and 1. All right. Now Korah, the son of Izal, the son of Kohath, and the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abariam, the sons of Eliab, and on the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses. All right. So now, they rose up before Moses, okay? With certain of the children of Israel. These cats that we read about in verse 1, they rose up before Moses with certain children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. All right. So now, this was on here. They rolled on Moses deep. These guys rolled they rolled on Moses deep, 250 heads deep. Okay, 250 heads deep. They rolled on Moses. All right, and they famous cats of the congregation. The congregation. You know what I mean? That's what they call it, right? We congregating or fellowship. You know what I mean? The fellowship and congregations came up before Moses. And they gathered themselves together against Moses. Well, now they gathered, they on one accord. They having a unity camp. Nah, they ain't a unity camp. I'm just playing. You know what I mean? But they gathered themselves together. All these cats came together. You know what I mean? And they came up against Moses, all these fake leaders. And against Aaron. And they was against Moses and Aaron. You know, Aaron was second in command. Moses was the highest ranking man on 16, and said unto them, well, now you got these fake leaders and rolled on Moses and Aaron 250 deep. They about to holler at him, all right? You take too much upon you. They said, you take too much upon you. Now, what is that? What does that sound like? We gotta get into it. What does that sound like when it says you take too much upon you? This is what they said to Moses and Aaron. Now, what are they talking about? Let's get into it, but let me just give you an example, right? The same way that we say, if it's not of the ISUPK on the command of General Yohana, it's not the Most High. You understand? They say, y'all take too much on you up inside ISUPK. Y'all taking too much on you. You telling me, brother, if it's not of the ISUPK on the command of General Yohana, it's not the Most High. What? That's what you saying? Oh, let's read on. Seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them. They say all the congregation holy, every one of them. You know what I mean? Now, what are they saying? What are they really saying? Huh? What they are saying to Moses and Aaron is, we don't have to be rolling with y'all. You know what I mean? We don't have to be rolling with you, Moses or Aaron, to be in the truth. You know what I mean? Or of the Most High. I mean, the same way that they tell us that they don't have to be in the ISUPK to be in the truth or of the Most High. You know what I mean? So Moses and Aaron, they out here, you clearly making these claims like, if you ain't rolling with us, you ain't rolling with the Most High. You know what I mean? And the same way we saying it, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be coming to him if this wasn't what they were saying. You know what I mean? But it's the same way that we say it today in the UPK, that, you know what I'm saying? If you're not in the ISK, you're not the Lord. You know what I mean? And you know, they think that you can go out there and do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You could be in whatever camp you want to be in, and you can still be of the Most High. Right? We all seeing all the congregation are holy, right? It doesn't make any sense, because if everybody was on one accord, you know what I mean? If you believed that this cat over here was right and what he was doing, then you would roll with him. Y'all would roll together. But you don't roll with him. Y'all don't roll together. Why? Because you don't think he's doing something right over there. He doesn't think you're doing something right over there. Y'all already divided. You understand? Everybody can't be, you know, in the truth. Everybody can't be in the truth. That was never the case throughout the scriptures. Everybody was not in the truth. The Sadducees and the Pharisees was not in the truth. You understand? If you wasn't rolling with Moses or Aaron, you was not in the truth. That's just how it goes. I mean, like, how you gonna be in the truth? You know what I mean? And during the time of Moses, and you ain't rolling with Moses, who's the one dropping all the truth from the Most High. I mean, how you gonna be in the time of Christ and you're not rolling with Christ and think that you in the truth, and you're not following Christ or none of the orders that He's given, and think that you in the truth? Likewise, today, how you think you in the truth and you're not following command of General Yohana? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, the ISUPK is the home of truth. The ISUPK is the reason why you even have a 12 tribes chart. The reason why you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you think that you an Israelite, the ISUPK is responsible for that. The reason why you know how to speak the Lashon Kodash is because of the ISUPK. I mean, y'all still ain't doing it right though, but you got the alphabet from us. You got all the breakdowns that you have from the truth, come from the source, the main origin, the main source, the essence of it all. I should be okay. You understand? That's where you're getting it from. So now, with that being said, if that's the case, then why are you running around doing whatever you doing? You know what I mean? Why are you not with us? If you like everything that we have and that we teaching, you know what I mean, and you use it for yourself, why ain't you rolling with us? You know what I mean? It's that disloyalty factor. You understand? That's in you. That's embedded in you. You know what I mean? It's ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? But let me see, because I want to try this. Let me see how many screws is that. Oh yeah, because I want to try to get this stack. All right. Let's see, where were we at? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's see. Hold on, Salaki, bear with me. Let's not wait for a little episode. All right, let's go back to it. Seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Right? So now he's saying, listen, man, you know, all of the congregations are holy. We all got the truth now. You know what I mean? And the Lord is among us all, not just y'all. The Lord ain't just with y'all. You can't say that it's not of the Isupk, it's not of the Lord. You understand? Let's read on. Wherefore, then lift you up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. So now they like, listen, man, we out here, we all saying that we all equals. Everybody's an equal. You understand? There's nobody outranks nobody, brother. We all the same. Nobody's better than anyone else. And just another note, man. If just because you outrank a brother, don't make you better than that brother. I don't want you to get it twisted. You know what I mean? Rank is for the purpose of brotherhood and order. You know what I mean? That's why we have rank. You understand? Rank don't mean you better than nobody up in here. Okay? Wherefore, then lift up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. Now, they say that we do that. I mean, why they say we do that? Because we saying that, you know, a trooper outranks, a trooper in the Isupk outranks your chief priest, your head priest, your high priest, your general. You understand? A trooper in our school outranks you. If you're not in the UPK, you're not in the truth, and we don't acknowledge your rank. You understand? That's why you got brothers in here that troopers, babies in the truth, and they still outrank y'all cats. You understand? This just is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's see, read more on that. Now let's check this out. This is the heavy part right here. When Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. Now this is how righteous a real man of the Lord is, man. You know what I mean? And how much understanding the brother has. You know what I mean? Now you can clearly understand that by this, Moses understands who the Most High is. Moses doesn't think that the Most High is a homosexual, man. Some effeminate God loving and kissing and hugging everybody. Moses doesn't see the Most High like that. You know what I mean? Did Moses fall on his face because he was scared or something like that? Nah, brother. He ain't fall on his face because he was scared of the 250 men that was standing before him and Aaron. What it really was, what the matter really was that Moses he dropped to his face because he knew that the Most High would destroy these men for stepping to him. Because Moses would be the sole representative of the Most High on the earth. You know what I mean? Moses is representing the Most High. You know what I mean? Whatever Moses says is what the Lord say. You know what I mean? He ain't speaking his own words. He's saying what the Lord commanded him to say. All right? And these cats is coming up to Moses, and they think that they are stepping to Moses. They think they stepping to Moses and Aaron as men. You know what I mean? When in reality, what we're doing was stepping to the Most High and challenging the Most High's authority. You understand? That's what they were doing. When you come at men of the Most High, you coming against the Most High. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But let's read on. And he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy. Oh, now Moses speaking to the cats, he's saying, listen, unto all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his and who is holy. So now we're gonna put all of this, who got the truth, who has the truth, or what have you. We're gonna put all the commotion, all the friction, surrounding this matter to an end tomorrow. You know what I mean? The Lord is going to show who he's with and who's holy. All right, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him who he have chosen. Will he cause to come near unto him? You know what I mean? Who the Most High chose, who the Most High is with, is going to be manifested. All right, you're going to be able to see who the Lord is rolling with and who the Most High is not rolling with. All right, so let's read on. Who was that? This do take you censers, Korah and all his company. Now, what is a censer? A censer is what you burn incense in. This is a censer. You understand? That's what you burn incense in, right? So he telling Korah, all his company, all his men, his soldiers, right? Take you censers and put fire there and put incense in them. So light them incense on fire up in there. So put incense up in there, light it on fire, get that thing smoking, right? It's lucky. Before the Lord, all right. So we're gonna do this before the Most High, right? We're gonna do this before the Lord. We're gonna put that censer there. You're gonna spark it up and fill it with the incense or what have you. All right. And put fire therein and put incense in them before the Lord them all. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doeth choose, the man that Most High has chosen to put his stamp on, to show that he's sanctioned. Go ahead, let's read on. I'm telling myself to go ahead. He shall be holy. He shall be holy. The one that the Most High hold on, Slakia. What was that? That man whom the Lord doeth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much on you, ye son of Levi. All right. And Moses said unto Korah, here I pray you, ye sons of Levi. So he telling them, here, listen to this, man. I pray y'all, sons of Levi. Levites is the so-called Haitian tribe. You know what I mean? That's who the Levites are today, the Haitians. All right? So-called Haitians are the Levites. Loyal, the Hebrew. All right? And Moses said unto Korah, here I pray ye, sons of Levi, seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel have separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring near to himself. All right. To do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. And he have brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also? I mean, what? So Moses checking these cats now. He checking the Levi. He's like, man, damn. You're like, listen, y'all ain't satisfied with what the Lord gave you, man. Y'all ain't straight with that. Like, do you think that like what you doing is something small? The Lord bless y'all with a tremendous, responsibility in the nation. You know what I mean? And he brought y'all near to him. You know what I mean? Because y'all ain't having no inheritance. You know what I mean? To do the service of tabernacle of the Lord. Like, y'all doing something, specifically for the Most High. And to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. Okay? So, let's read on. And he brought thee near, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye the priesthood also. Meaning what? That this was something that was specifically for the tribe of Levi. This wasn't just for those 250 men. This was something that was for the Levites, in their generations. That they would inherit. That line of work. And they would get that inheritance. All the pay the Levites tithes and what have you. Because they didn't have any land. So they was all up in everybody's land and stuff like that. All right. Let's read on. He like, you want the priesthood also? Like, dang, y'all want to be, y'all got to be the top dog on the scene, and and have all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? Don't be selfish. You know what I mean? Be selfish about your nation. Don't be selfish about, you and your tribe or what have you. You know what I'm saying? We don't do tribalism up in here. You know what I mean? That ain't how we get down. You know what I mean? Every brother, don't matter what tribe you from, no less than another brother. You know what I mean? Ain't no tribe better than another tribe. You understand? We all disobeyed the Most High. We all fell short. You know what I mean? We all backslid as a nation of people. So it is nobody better than anyone. You know what I mean? The northern and the southern kingdom both fell. You all right? So let's read on. For which cause both thou and all thy company, Salakia, are gathered together against the Lord. Like, this is the reason why y'all coming up here. Like, this is really what we arguing about. You coming up here to plead your case about this small, minuscule thing. No sweat. And what is Aaron that ye murmur against him? Like, dang, y'all want to wear Aaron too? Like, what did he do? You know what I mean? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. Right? Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that flows with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us? You know what I'm saying? These cats is outrageous, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they like, you bringing us out of the land that flowed with milk and honey, you know what I mean, to kill us in the wilderness, except to make thyself altogether a prince over us. You know what I mean? They thinking that Moses got alternative motives. Like, you know what I mean? He just got an obsession with power. You know what I mean? Like, he's obsessed with having power over them. Like, that's his only desire for what he's ever done for the Let's read on. To land that flows with milk and honey, or giving us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out thy of these men, we will not come up. And Moses was very wroth and said unto the Lord, respect not thou the offering. So he telling the Lord, he's like, don't accept their offering, don't respect it. I've not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. All right, let's read on. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow. So he's like, all right, no sweat. We having this little, strife. We going back and forth on this or whatever. But this is what I want you to do. Make sure y'all roll through tomorrow. Just don't forget that. Make sure y'all roll through on that scene tomorrow. And Aaron and everybody tomorrow, all right? And take every man his censer and put incense in them. He said, and take every man his censer and put incense in them. So take that thing, put the incense in them, all right? And put incense in them and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer. So now, every man bring your censer, all right? 250 censers, thou also and Aaron, each of his censer. So now the 250 cats, he want them all to bring a censer. So you got 250 censers, and then you got Aaron, he got one censer. He gonna roll on the scene with his censer. You know what I mean? All right. What was that? And they took every man his censer and put fire in them and laid incense thereon and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. All right, so everybody did their thing. You know what I mean? Everybody took their censer, they put fire in them, laid incense on them, and they stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. So everybody laid their things out. You know what I mean? They did that or what have you. All right? Let's read on. And they took it in a sense and put fire on to the table. All right, let's drop down to 19. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them. All right. Unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, now the Lord spake on them, so he about to speak on Moses and Aaron, all right? Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. You know what I mean? So now everybody all together, they sitting there, or what have you, and the Lord come and he tell Moses and Aaron, he like, get away from these cats. You know what I mean? Just roll up off the scene, peel back, fall back. You know what I mean? And we going. I'm trying to consume these cats. What do you mean when he saying gonna consume them? Meaning he gonna kill them. You know what I mean? In a moment, he gonna make it in a hot second. I'm gonna kill these cats. So fall back from out of there. You know what I mean? Before I fire on them. All right. Let's see. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? You see that? The brothers, and they so marvelous, man, because you got some cats out here that they pray for the death of, our people. They pray for the death. They rejoice in the death when a brother gets murdered by a racist white man or a Ku Klux Klan member or the police. They rejoice in it. You know what I mean? They think it's right. It's a good thing. You know what I mean? Even though it's from the Lord and, the Lord ordains it all. You know what I mean? However, these brothers understand that, and yet still they fall on their face and they praying to the Most High to have mercy on these cats. You understand? They praying for the Most High to have mercy. They ain't say, yeah, kill him. It's good. You know what I mean? He should die. You know what I mean? We glad the Lord is going to kill you. The Lord should kill you, and I hope he kills you. Did we say that? We don't say that, man. Because that ain't real. That ain't brotherly, man. That ain't how we do that up in here. You don't never have that spirit because realistically, that could have been you. You know what I'm saying? You could have been that cat that got murdered by the police. You could have been that cat that they lynched or what have you. You know what I mean? That they killed for rolling through with a pack of Skittles. You could have been that brother or that sister. You know what I'm saying? So never rejoice in that fact. Be grateful that the Lord decided to have mercy on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coming through like you all holier than thou. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna get nothing right. I mean, you could take that to the Christian church, but that ain't how we move. You don't come through like on that holier than thou, man. You come to brothers, some of the brothers most humble you ever seen up in here, man. You know what I mean? Great brothers in here, they most humble. I mean, don't come in here with that attitude. You want everybody to die, and you want all Israel to die in the 2/3 or what have you. You know what I mean? Pray the Lord have mercy on them brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Our enemy surely is the devil. And if he wasn't such a goddamn devil, surely, you know, you have more brothers and sisters up in here. You know what I mean? So, let's read on. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation. All right, so now the Lord is telling Moses, like, yo, here's what I want you to say. Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan, Abiram, and elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they ate up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Abiram came out and stood in the door of their sons and their little children. Hereby shall know that the Lord have sent me to do all these works. For I have none of my own mind. Not a cold, it ain't what we did on mine. If we touching on, you know, I gotta report to somebody out here. These cats don't